Good day, my friends. Hope everybody's having a great one. It is Sunday here, and it's been a nice, relaxing weekend. There's been a lot of housework and decorating for fall. Yep, I couldn't wait. So, still have a little bit more to do, but love it. I couldn't wait. And also, the cozier weather for scrapbooking is here, almost here. It's chilly out, and I'm loving this. Is that when you do most of your scrapbooking? Let me know. Summertime is a little rough, right? So anyway, I am so freaking excited. Here's another school album. This is Juliana's fourth school album. Once again, I took out the binding so that I can scrapbook in it without wrinkling it. But this is her fourth album. This is my 33rd on my shelf. So for my project of 112 that I started with, which were partially completed, that brings me down to only 79 to go. Isn't that pathetic? But I'm getting there. And I'm so happy. Right now I'm working on the one after this, which is her grade 8 graduation and whatever happened after. So the start of high school and all that kind of stuff. And then I might shift gears. I feel like doing some current stuff and some baby album stuff. So we'll see. We'll see where I go next. But so here is, these are cute. I used to spend a lot of time in the school volunteering when I could, because I wasn't working from June 2016 until, what did I have? I had a severance of like a year and a bit from the job I was at. And then I can't remember. I was off maybe a year and a half. So I did so much at the school, and this is exciting because I was able to take pictures and join the kids when they were doing it's called Chef à l'école. So you would have seen it in the last scrapbook, making delicious chocolate lava cake. So this is the second page of the second page of the double spread. First page is the end of the last album. As you know, that's how I work. So there's that. And then I have a very plain, yet it does what I need. A very plain one with pictures of all the people, the teachers and the kids. And I just love keeping it neutral. I kept it like cookie color and very, very minimal embellishments. These are from Jolie's and they're a little bit puffy. They're so cute. I love those. So that's all it is. It's my girl mixing. We don't bake at home, I mentioned. We really rarely bake at home, so I like that she had this opportunity. Then there's this, also very plain and boring, but it is fine. Guys, I apologize for the glare. You know that I have issues in my house every time I want to do an album share. I could do it without the page protectors. That's one solution. But then for the pages where I have the peekaboos, it wouldn't really work. Ugh. Anyway, if you have any questions about any of these embellishments or anything, let me know, or size of anything. And here is another page. I love this. I think this was part of a Christmas set. So I used my Cricut. I made something that looks like a Band-Aid every time I look at it. Maybe I should have inked it or something. Maybe I will. Actually, I might go back and ink it. But I made this with my Cricut and this and that just to pull out from here. And then I used my peekaboos, to do yet 150,000 more photos. So some of them were like posed, others were just action shots. I have the recipe here. Some more. This was really fun. And if I didn't mention in the last video, the lava cake actually ended up tasting really good. Really, really good. Okay, so there's that one. And then we get to the spring photo. So this was still grade 5. I was going to circle this or something, but so I cut out a circle with my Creative Memories, the old circle maker. It just looked weird. Like I did want to indicate that that was 5th grade. I wanted to do an arrow or something. Nothing seemed to work, so I just left it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we still know it's grade 5 because this is grade 5. But I love this old paper that I used. I cut it. Did I cut it or did I? What am I talking about? I did not cut it. I used 2. Wait a minute. Did I cut it? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember right now. I must have cut it. Yes, I had to have cut it because this would have been on this side. So I cut it. That's why I have this here. Wow. It all comes back to me eventually. But anyway, that's how I handled this large amount of photos. They're all the same, but what else am I going to do with them, right? Here we go. Starting 6th grade, cut out of my Cricut. I used ancient paper that I showed in my YouTube shorts. I think it said 2004. And my kids weren't even born then, so that's kind of cool to be able to use that up. I didn't use any peekaboos here. Look at this. I added a photo. I rarely do this because I'm very picky with everything matching, but I added the photo of us going school supply shopping before this. Look at all this stuff. Those were such fun days. Did my journaling here, and these are not journaled on. They're just for decoration. And then I kind of like this one. This one is cute to me. So I used a paper pack that's a little more grown up. And ask me if I remember what it's called. I do not. I'm sorry. But I like it. I like the colors. Juliana hates all these pictures. She hates all her outfits. Oh gosh, she was looking through this and just saying, Mommy, why did you let me dress like that? Or why did you let me do my hair like that? I said, listen, girl, at least you have pictures. I barely have any from when I was a kid. But she's like, oh my gosh, that's awful. Well, you were into Justice, and that's what they had there. Same with this. She said, why did you let me tie that around my waist? That looks so stupid. I said, I don't know. That was what girls and guys were wearing at that time. Remember the plaid that they tied around their waist? Here. She says, what the heck is that shirt? Once again, Justice. You liked it at the time. So anyway, I like this one. I used these. I cut them out, fussy cut, and then popped them up and made a little ribbon. I love using paper clips, and I have them on quite a few pages here, like real paper clips. This, I created my own Polaroid look, but I didn't like cut an opening. I just put the picture on top. That's so much easier. And it still looks like a Polaroid frame, so you just leave the bottom part longer. Easy peasy. These I still like using. I love these. The bingo cards. Still have a lot of them for many different themes, and I do enjoy them. Oh, and this, holy smokes, is this old. This is probably from like early 2000s, Creative Memories, when we had that Rick Rack set or whatever the heck that was called, where we had these punch outs. That's what that's from. Wow. Anyhow, so that was grade 6. And then here we are going into grade 7. Good heavens. So 7 and 5. These I used to have in the playroom. The playroom was yellow. It was so cute when they were little. And I had these numbers and alphabets all taped across the top. So I took them down and I had them use them for this picture. I used those Dollar Tree foam Scrabble tiles, which I love. And it's very hard to get many words out of each color because there's only limited ones in each color in those packages. So this worked. I would have said back to school, but there wasn't another O. So back at school is fine. I like this angle. I like doing it like that sometimes. Very cute. And I like showing their backpacks. That's always a thing. Oh, I did some more journaling. Oh yes, Juliana used to love shopping for clothes and accessories at Justice, but had recently fallen in love with one of my favorite stores, Ardennes. We had a super spree. Yes, she has moved now into more young lady clothes. So that was Ardennes. We are done with Justice. And when she was really little, it was all about Gymboree. Okay, so this one I really like because I think it's the colors. Soft and pretty. Then I realized I did not have photos I don't know where the heck they are and what happened of her volleyball. She tried out, she made the team. She had a near concussion in phys ed class and therefore was not able to play too much. But I know I took pictures, I just don't know where they are. So I ended up writing a bunch of the stuff about her year. Like when she did the talent show, she did a speech competition. Where are these pictures? I don't know. If I find them, I'll put them in. But then I also did, so this was writing, hold on a sec. She loved her new teacher, her speech, people are the problem, blah, blah, blah. She sang in a talent show. And then I went on to talk about all about her never being into sports except for this year with the volleyball. So this will be one of those situations. If I find those photos somewhere, I will add them. I might do another double page spread and move this. I don't know. We will see. But for now, if I don't find them, this is done. I'm not going to worry. These are actual frames, little, not chipboard, but just harder frames. And I put these here. I love that. And I popped this one up on foam. Oh, and this I should mention, I have talked about this before. These are those awesome pre-made frames from Creative Memories. I have every single one and I freaking love them. They're so, so cute. And then I kind of use that first and then build off it. So there's that. Now we are moving into something fun that I was just working on. This is her confirmation in grade 8. So the kids went to a Catholic school. We're kind of Catholic, but just kind of more biblically Christian, if it matters to anyone, which I doubt it does. But anyway, they did go to a Catholic elementary school. And so we did these holy sacraments. There she is. She hates these pictures because they got the oil on their head. And look at her bangs. So, of course, she hates these photos too. Doesn't like any of them. What can you do? This one's a little fancier. I've got these huge glittery chipboard letters. I kind of don't mind that they're lost on the page. I mean, I was going to change it or trace it, but I just left them. And I like the use of these pearls. I don't know. It's kind of fun doing these a little fancier pages. I love this. So you would have seen this if you watched my shorts. I love this page. This is my favorite kind of scrapbooking where it's so interactive. And I got to use a lot of the new Vicki Boutin stuff, which I adore. So here's what I did. I used colors that were mainly in the bishop's outfit and her certificate because everybody was kind of pretty much neutral anyway. So that's what I did. And I accented with gold. I love this. So there's that page. There is her certificate in one of our page pockets. Then I had my son type this out for me. This was because the paper I had was all wrinkled and old. So he typed it up and she had read number 2. I didn't indicate that anywhere, but that's okay. Added some more of the hearts from that Vicki Boutin new pack. Then this page I freaking love too. I used these puffies. I don't know. I think they're maybe, they're American Crafts. They might be Jen Hatfield. I don't remember. But anyway, I used those and I put the word happy. More of this stuff. I used the little vines out of this set. So these are flat, but look at this. Here I have Juliana and her sponsor, which is her cousin, the bishop. Her cousin is not the bishop. Her cousin, and then the bishop. Pardon me. And then look at this gorgeous church. This is not the usual church the kids went to. We actually were invited by the bishop, one of the first, maybe not one of the first, maybe one of the only, I wrote it somewhere, schools to, where did I put it? What a beautiful ceremony at Basilica of Christ the King in Hamilton. So that's not even our town. That was an hour away. The 7th graders at St. Luke celebrated their holy confirmation together, and they were blessed to have been invited by Bishop Crosby to his church. Yeah. So this was not something they did regularly. They usually do it at our local church. But anyway, this place is beautiful. There's some of the stained glass. And again, see, these are things that I don't want front and center necessarily, even though this little guy's so cute and she's so cute. But they're kind of you know, secondary to the main photos, if you ask me. There's some more. This is when she was standing up with her friends for the reading. Anyway, I love this page. I'm so happy with it. I just adore it. What do you think? Let me know down below which one is your favorite when we finish this video. Here's another one. I love this paper so much. It was from a Michaels pack years ago, and I used some of it for her communion, I believe it was, in the previous album, and then I used some more here because I love it. I fussy cut the flowers out. Now this was from a package, but I fussy cut these, added a little doily, something from Rosie's Studio, I think, did my journaling, did a old lace border I had, sticker, these beautiful like coppery pinky rose gold glittery stickers came in handy here. I just like it a lot. I think it's beautiful. And this, it's another one of those situations where I was done with the month in my planner. I pulled out the page because I don't keep stuff. I throw everything out once the week is done and when the month is done. I just rip it out because I don't need it. And this happened to be for September. No, for August. Look how beautiful the colors match. And then I did some journaling on here. So that's that. And this is just a 5x7 peekaboo. So there's that. And then now we're at the restaurant. So this huge love, that came out of one of my cutouts that I bought from the Scrapbook Club, I think it was, at Scrapfest. So I have the cutouts, but she also included these. So that's perfect. And then I have this. This is so old. I've had it in my stash forever. Never knew how to use it, so I just stuck it here. Old, glittery, beautiful stickers. This paper, I don't even know where it's from, but it's so pretty to me. And a little bit of white polka dot, and that's all I did. This is us now at the restaurant. And then more at the restaurant. So I used the Heidi Swap, the gold shimmer that everybody calls Heidi Shine. I used that to color up these very old wooden words. And so it just gives it a little gold shimmer because they were just plain wood. And both of these were broken. I don't even know if you can tell. Right here, that was broken in half. And the Y was broken. But you know what? I glued them down and they're fine. So I have one of these things again. You know how I love to do my little album within an album. I have extra pictures here of at the house. I did not do a layout of us at the house because the pictures were all very similar. So I didn't bother doing a layout, but now I have them in here. Oops, it's so hard with one hand. Guys, one day I'm going to get my act together and literally have a proper setup for doing this without, you know, something a little more permanent so I can do this without two hands and then fumbling. I suck. But anyway, I'll put that in after. Sorry if you heard some water, a rush of water. That's my daughter getting into the shower. Oh, I should show you. There's more and more and more. This, when I do stuff like this, when I put these under, I typically put a little bit of thin foam tape around so that it gives it a bit of a lip. So that's what I did there. This is so cute. Dave's aunt, so her great aunt, was crying because Juliana wrote, with a little help from me, but Juliana wrote such a beautiful card, which we gave to Connie to ask her to be her, no, wait a minute. She didn't write it in this card. This was her thank you card here, I think. But she wrote her a little card, like a little poem also to ask her to be her confirmation sponsor. And she wrote something sweet in here also. Now, I regret not having that. I have to ask Connie if she still has the card, which I doubt. But I'm going to ask her and then I'm going to journal it in here somewhere. Like, how do I not have that? A scrapbooker. I thought I had everything, guys. Holy flippin'. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that is why her aunt is like, was just crying here. So I have a shot of her eyes closed that I didn't put in where she was actually crying. And then I just put this afterwards. That's so cute. She just was so touched by it. Guys, I'm sorry. Again, my lighting is crap, so I keep getting these frickin' things. Sorry, sorry, sorry. There's Juby with her two favorite people, Nono and Nona. There's Dave and his dad. There's a group shot. Uncle, cousins, adorable. There's me and Dave. His dad ended up coming in just one of the cousins from far away. Not that far away. They're like an hour and a half, but far enough. And then if you watched my short the other day, I was struggling with this layout. I wanted something fun and cute because they were eating cotton candy. That was their favorite dessert after eating all the yummy food in the Mandarin. So all these are kind of serious and formal, and then I have this fun one. And I struggled a bit with it. I don't know why, but then I came up with these little frames that I had in my stash. And I did these on my Cricut, and I found these in my stash, and I thought, let's just do this. These are the highlight of the page, I think. These are from Michaels. They are the cutest things I've ever seen. And I have a few packages of them. How cute are they? They're just like these little shaker candies. I love them so much. Oh my gosh. So any chance to use those is awesome for me. So there's that. A lot of pink and mint, which I love. Oh my gosh, guys, truly, how many times over the past couple of years in my shares have I talked about this grouping of photos of when my daughter went away? Like, seriously, I yammered on about this incessantly. But look, this is the album where it finally starts. This is in May, end of May 2019. They went to a camp up north. And my gosh, I struggled with these because they're not my photos, but I made sure that one of the dads, who was one of Juliana's best friends' dad, he went as a chaperone. I said, please, Carl, please take as many photos as you can for me. And he said, oh, okay, I will. And he did. And I'm so grateful. So, because the kids were not allowed to have their phones on them. So otherwise I would have had some from Juliana, but nope. So here is one of my favorite pages ever. And it has no photos. It is that beautiful cut file adventure. And I just played around with some stuff to make it pop. And then the accompanying page looks good to me. Use the same paper here as here, and just, it works. I love that. So that's that. I did this. I love doing outdoor pages. There's something about them. Oh my gosh, I just enjoy it. So there's this. She'll have these memories forever. She was looking at this yesterday, and it just brought up so many good memories about the fun times she had with her friends. This is one of those rub-ons from 49 and Market. I love it. It's really good quality. Very pretty. I love this page. There's just something about the colors, I think. It was just fun. Simple and fun. Nothing much to it, but I got to use up a lot of these cool little embellishments. A lot of journaling. So my babies have a lot of memories of their lives. Mine are all based on my brain remembering. They have all this, which I am jealous of. I have to say, honestly, I wish I had this. So no journaling here. Or did I? Hold on. No, this is just a decoration. So no journaling there. I love this one. Of course, just a regular grid, which I love all the time. And I use these Tim Holtz Small Talk. Is that what they're called? Tiny chats? I don't even remember. I always say it wrong. And just random cute little embellies. More of that here. They were doing their high ropes, whatever it was called. I wrote about it. And this page, this one was fun. This was a paper I bought a long time ago, and I thought, ooh, how cool will that be? So I cut it with my X-Acto knife just to go over the photo a little bit. I made these trees on my Cricut, and just so they're not as boring, I cut the light green one in half and used it like this. I don't know. I'm not an artist. It's just a little bit of extra. I love this. I bought this at Scrapfest once. I mean, now I can make it because I have my little Cricut Joy, but I love it. Again, cut the boots so that they go over the photo, added a couple tags, and that's it. What more do I want, right? that's that. This one I really like, but in retrospect, I wish that I had done it on this color paper, like a dirt color. Damn. I'm not going to fix that now. I'm going to leave it because then I'd have to rip this up and oh, I just don't feel like it. So white it is, but it is a little too stark for me, although I do love white space. Just a little too stark when it comes to outdoor pages. Anyway, it is what it is. I hate that saying, but I'm going to use it. Another simple, yet some could even say boring page, but I don't care. It is done. I use these fun embellishments, nice soft looking outdoor paper. Finished. Guys, look at this. I'm on the last page. And the last page happens to be my favorite. I wish that I had the other one with me to show you actually now that I'm thinking of it. The accompanying page. This is Creative Memories paper from a few years ago. And I think this came with it. I'm not too sure. But I did it this way. So I cut out into and then the wild on the other page. Use this silly moose. And look it. I did my journaling on this. But look how many pictures I have in here. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry for the glare. You're going to hate my videos. Gosh. So wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So 20 pictures on 2 pages. That is what I love. Guys, I will apologize again for being such a rookie at this. I love scrapbooking, but I don't film anything very well for you. I apologize. I hope I get better at this one day. But I'm glad you're here with me. Oh, look, here's one of my fall decoration pieces on my kitchen island. But anyway, I thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this book. I certainly am thrilled, beyond thrilled that it is finished. I can now work on her 4th book. No, 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th book. 5th book. Wow. And then I get to do her promposal and her prom and all that stuff. The only crappy part about that whole thing is she's no longer with that boyfriend who took her to prom. And I said, are you okay with me putting pictures of him in? She said, yep, I'm fine. I'm over it. So if she says yes, that's good. I would have done it anyway, I think. But I kind of respect her. Not kind of. I totally respect her feelings and wouldn't want to do anything hurtful. But it's also like people who, like whose marriages end or something. And then what do? Do you burn the albums? Do you cut out his face? What do you do? Anyway, she has said, go ahead, put him in. It's fine. So that's what Mama's going to do. I hope you guys have a great day, and I thank you so very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know that I never ask that, but I would appreciate it because then at least if you subscribe and click the notifications, you will know when I'm posting more stuff. And I really appreciate you guys watching so much. That's it for now. Have a great day, great weekend, great week. Ciao for now.